Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So glad you're here. My crew is ready and prepared to cuddle. Going to be sorely disappointed here in a moment. Um, so glad you've taken this time for yourself in the middle of your day. I do kind of feel like anytime you make it to a lunchtime yoga class or a lunchtime wellness or fitness kind of thing, there should be confetti and like bells and whistles going off of like, you made it. Hi, Lakin. So glad you're here. So this is going to be our 30-minute midday flow, or whatever time of day you're maybe practicing with if you're taking the recording in the future. I'm Mikki. If you've not practiced with me before, Shanti, Musketeer. We're going to have to kick them off the mat here pretty soon. But for now, we're going to get started in a comfortable seat. We're going to take those hands onto your legs. I'm going to recommend palms face down today, just a little bit of kind of introspective grounding into the body. And then let's blink those eyes to shut. And as you let those eyes close, I want you just to start to tip back and to tip forward a little bit. We're just going to start there, tipping back just to that point where you're like, woo, course, keeping me from falling back, and then tipping forward. Starting to infuse this slight rocking and shifting with breath. Letting that breath start to move in and out through the nose. And what I want you to feel here is that point at which you come to center, right? As you shift forward, there's that point at which you feel just really balanced and centralized. There's that same point that you pass through as you shift back. And acknowledging as we step into our practice today that this act of centering, this act of finding balance in our lives really is an action, right? It's not really a destination. It's always shifting, always sort of a moving target. Next time you pass through that centered balanced point, I want you to settle there. And then we're going to shift that shifting side to side and start to shift a little rightward and back through center and a little leftward. Acknowledging and feeling that same place, that place of balance and center. And feeling within yourself how the body is always kind of trying to bring us back to that place. If you lean too far to the left, the body is holding you and drawing you back to center. Let's go one more time to each side. And then I want you to invite yourself to settle in that balanced place. Oh, hi. We're going to end up balanced side to side and front to back. Equally long on all four sides of your torso, left, right, front, and back. And let's take those hands out to the side. Big inhale there. Fill up. Maybe the eyes follow the fingertips. Palms pressed together overhead, and let's exhale, hands down into your heart. Let's lean back just enough that you can recross those legs. Pet your dog in the process so she feels included. Inhale, reaching out and up. Feel that length up all four sides. And exhale, hands to heart. We're going to do that 2 more times. And I invite you to close your eyes and acknowledge once again, feel and sense how that the body constantly is sort of shifting around and refinding over and over again that central balanced. One more time at your rhythm and your pacing. We'll inhale, reach, filling up maybe the fullest you've been today with air, and then palms press and hands come on down into your heart. You might even let those corners of your mouth curl up into a little smile if that feels authentic and good today. Now from here, we're going to roll over onto hands and knees, coming into your table pose. And let's continue that pacing of breath that you've started to establish for yourself today. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the head, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine for cat. Couple rounds here between those two shapes. And acknowledging once again that place of balance, that place of center that you pass through as you move from cow to cat, and as you move from cat to cow. One more round here. As you round into that cat pose this time, let's press your hips all the way back towards your heels. Walk those hands maybe an inch or two further forward so that you are getting elongated from the crease of your hips all the way forward through those fingertips. You might even pop up onto the tips of the fingers. Big breath into the sides of your rib cage. As you exhale, let the hips get a little heavier toward the heels, toward the feet. And then inhale, let's come back up through table and into that cow shape. Exhale, round into cat and press back towards that child's. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat into child's. And one more time, cow. Into that child's shape. And then we'll come back up into your table shape, tuck your toes under, and let's take your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. And as you find that down dog today, let's take your feet nice and wide, maybe even as wide or wider than the sides of your mat. Let those thighs press back. You might even have a little bend into your knees. So that's similar to what we were creating in child's pose. You're just creating a lot of length from the crease of your hips all the way forward through your wrists. See if the legs can hold maybe 70 to 80% of your weight here. And then we are going to actually put a soft bend into your knees and just crawl your hands back to your feet. So you're going to end up at the back of your mat. Let's grab opposite arms or elbows, let the spine and the head hang, and just allow gravity to take that upper half of your body. Legs as bent or as straight as you're feeling comfortable with today. Let's separate those back molars so that the jaw is soft. Go ahead and lick your lips. And then maybe take a swallow and let that mouth soften. And then let's put the hands back down onto the floor. We are just going to ease and crawl our way back forward into downward facing dog. How's your nap, Shanti? As you find your downward facing dog, we'll bring those feet back closer to hip width-ish. If it makes sense in your body today, let's take that right leg, lift it any amount up and back. And then we're going to step that right foot forward between your hands. Welcome back, Musketeer. We're going to bend that back knee, put it down onto the floor. And then let's come on up into your low lunge. If your back needs some padding, you could put a blanket beneath it or roll your mat over. Feel your hands reaching up towards the ceiling, elongating the two sides of your waist. And then we're just going to bring that right hand down onto the right thigh. Your left hand is going to reach up and over into that really juicy, yummy side bend. Some of you might bend that right elbow and let it come on down to the thigh. And then we're going to press down into that right hand, coming back up to center. Let that left hand come down to the floor inside your right foot. And we're going to take your right hand up to the sky into the twist. You can choose to stay here with the back knee down, or you can tuck those toes under and lift that knee up away from the floor. Full breath in here. As you exhale, let that right hand come on down outside that right foot. Look forward, and we are going to step that left foot forward next to your right. Inhale, let's slide your fingertips up your shins, halfway lift. And then exhale, slide down and fold forward. Strong legs. Let's inhale, come all the way up to your Tadasana, your standing pose. Take your hands to the sky. And then exhale, bring those hands down through your heart. And let your hands drop down by your sides. Let's turn palms forward, thumbs out. So that there's this sense that the arms are opening the front of the shoulder, the front of the chest. As you inhale, we're going to bend your knees, sit back to chair, take your hands to the sky. And then as you exhale, we're going to straighten your legs, pull those hands and arms down beside you, shoulders back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. 1 more time. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. Let's keep those legs straight. Take your hands to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, we'll fold, bend your knees, plant your hands, and we'll step back into plank. So knees up or down, depending on how you're feeling today in those shoulders. You could also head straight to down dog if you'd prefer. We're going to exhale, bend your elbows straight back, lowering all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Thanks for the chin rest, Shanti. Heart lifting, very little weight in your hands. Feel those legs elongating back. And then lower back down to forehead. Press into hands and knees will come up table. And downward facing dog. From that down dog, let's begin to lift your left leg up toward the sky. Exhale, step that left foot forward between your hands. Bring that right knee down to the ground. Pad the back knee if you need to. We'll come on up into that low lunge, finding that equal amount of length up both of your sides. Noticing in each shape that play, that kind of jumping or stepping around balance. Too much tension, not enough stability. Too much focus, not enough focus. Let's take that left hand down to your left thigh. Reach that right arm up and over toward the left. You might bend that left elbow, bring it down to the thigh, breathing into that whole right side of your waist. And then let's push down to that left hand, come back up to center. And we'll bring your right hand down inside that left foot and left hand up to the sky for your rotation. I made that transition awkward. My apologies. You can keep those back toes tucked or back knee down if you'd like, or you can tuck those back toes under and lift that back knee. One more inhale here. And we'll exhale your left hand down. We'll step your right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. And exhale, hands down through center and down by your sides. Palms forward, thumbs out. Just like we did last round, let's inhale, sit back to chair, take your hands skyward. And then exhale, stand up, press those arms and hands down by your sides, thumbs turn back. shoulders open. 2 more times. Inhale, chair. Exhale, stand. 1 more time. Chair. And stand. Keep those legs straight. Let's take your 2 hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs. Standing forward fold. Halfway lift as you breathe in. And then exhale, we'll fold. Plant your hands. And let's step back to plank. You can skip the vinyasa if you'd like and head to your downward facing dog, or knees up or down, elbows point back into that chaturanga shape. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe you start to lift up a little higher. Back down to your belly. And back you go, downward facing dog. Shanti is very helpfully demonstrating, as my assistant here, the option that always exists for you in your practice. At any point that you are feeling like you just need to be still, maybe it's shavasana, maybe it's a seated meditation, that can always be your practice when that's what you need. Let's take that right leg, begin to lift it up toward the ceiling when you're ready, and we'll step that right foot forward between your hands. Let's ground that back heel. Let's rise up into your warrior one. Hips are facing the front of the mat for a breath here. And then we're going to open up into your warrior two, letting the shoulders open toward the long edge of your mat. Let's bend the elbows softly, turn your palms upward so the arms are in a bit of a W shape. Allow those elbows to droop and the base of your neck to droop. And then let's take your 2 hands up to the sky. We're going to grab your right wrist with your left hand, and we're going to pull up and back into that reverse warrior. If that's too intense, left hand comes down to the back thigh. And then let's come back up, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Really root down into that right big toe. Let's take your right hand, reach it forward, and let that right hand come down to shin, floor, or block for your triangle pose. You are welcome to stay just like this. Or as you exhale, let's bring that left hand down. Give your right hand a low 5. Boop. And then inhale, bring it back up. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, closing the chest, closing the heart. Inhale, open. And 1 more time. Closing. And opening. Let's bend that front knee, come up to warrior two. Exhale, hands around your front foot, come onto the ball of the back foot. And then inhale, we'll come up, crescent lunge. As you come up, let's step into that right foot, sneak forward to chair. And then exhale, left leg steps back. Let's reach your hands back, tip the heart forward. We're going to go back and forth there a couple times. Inhale, step forward, hands up, chair. Exhale, step back, reach back. 1 more time, stepping forward and stepping back. Shoulders over hips, hands to the sky, and hands come down. Vinyasa or downward facing dog as you wish. Just stay with your breath. We'll meet up in your downward facing dog. When you're ready, no rush. We'll take your left leg, lift it up, and step your left foot forward between your hands. We'll ground that back heel. We'll come up facing the front of the mat into your warrior one. And then we'll open up warrior 2. Go ahead and turn those palms toward the ceiling. Soften those elbows. That W in the arms. Soft neck, soft elbows. And then take those 2 hands up to the sky. Grab your left wrist. And let's pull up and back into reverse warrior. Again, with that option to take right hand down the leg. And we'll come back up, warrior 2. Invite that front leg to straighten as you reach way, way forward into your triangle pose. Staying here, or right hand comes down, low fives the left. Inhale, open up. 2 more times. Last one. We'll bend that front knee, come up, warrior 2. We'll take your 2 hands down around your front foot, coming onto the ball of that back foot. And then we'll come back up into crescent, facing the front of the mat. As you inhale, step that right foot next to the left, chair pose. Exhale, right leg steps back, hands sweep back. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step back. Last one, inhale, chair. Stepping back, exhale. We'll keep the legs as they are, shoulders over hips, hands to the sky, and then hands to the ground. One more time. You can take that vinyasa or you can step straight back to down dog. If your dog is super kind, she'll give you something to rest your forehead upon. We'll meet up in that down dog. And then once you are in the down dog, let's take your knees to the floor, knees wide, big toes together, and press back into that child's pose shape. Feel the breath and feel the heart rate. And observe after some pretty steady movement. Observe the body returning to balance. And then let's crawl out all the way onto the belly. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. Elbows shoulder width, right below the shoulders. Legs straight back. Shoulders moving back and down. And crown of the head lengthening up. Let your eyes soften toward the cheeks or close completely. Let the pelvis be heavy on the floor. Two more full breaths here. Now, if this is plenty for your back today, I want you to stay. If you would like to take one more cobra, we're going to slide the left hand back, then the right hand back. Stay low or nice and slow. Press up for one more cobra. Ease back to your belly. And we're going to make our way over onto our backs from here. You could just roll over if you'd like. I don't care what end your head ends up on. Or you could roll and rotate, whatever feels best. Shanti, can I use you as a pillow? She won't go for that. So you come on down to your back. Let's take those knees bent, feet on the ground. Let your knees fall a little right and a little left. Little right and little left. And then let's draw that right knee in. We're going to grab your right knee with your right hand, the right shin or ankle with your left hand, holding that leg in, and let's take your left leg out to straight. If it's too much with left leg straight, just keep the left leg bent. Feel the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, back of the pelvis being held by the ground. Feel yourself returning over and over again. Bend that left knee, let the foot come to the ground. And then your right foot comes down to the floor. Other side, left knee comes in, holding the knee with the left hand, the ankle or the shin with the right hand, allowing that knee to angle out just a bit. And if it works in your body, let that right leg straighten out. Steady, even. Exploring balance within each and every breath. And then let's bend your right knee. Bring that foot down to the floor. Let your left foot release down to the ground. Let your arms settle down by your sides and just stop and notice if your body needs anything else in this moment. If it does, take some time for it. If you're feeling complete, then just let those legs spread out and stretch out to straight. Let those eyes blink to shut. And settle into the dance, the exploration that is balance within the breath. Drawing in more of what you need with each inhale and releasing what you don't with each exhale. Giving yourself the time and space that you need and the time and the space that you have here today. I invite you to stay for as long as you have. And this is where I will leave you today to ease back into your day at your own pace. Thank you all so much for joining our community and for joining Shanti and I in practice today. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.